So it's Saturday, I'm in the studio and I'm working on what started as a remix of DJ Mezcal, The Siren. I've played it out a couple of times and it was just way too stripped back. There wasn't enough in it. So over the last hour I've added this incredible, really cool textural layer that's basically just filling out a space in the frequencies that was completely and utterly empty. Whenever I played it out, it just sounded hollow. And now that's given this really great... There's hardly anything of the original now left. The only part of what you're listening to that's the original track is this. So my gut feeling is now I'm going to probably change this and make it into an original. I've got to go through and work out what I'm going to do riff-wise, but at the moment I've got this melodic element. And then I want to put a pluck on top. Something along those lines. This is how all my pluck lines start, and then it just takes forever to piss about and get it absolutely nailed. I never like putting plucks that hit on the kick drum. I'm not a fan of putting main riff elements hitting on the kick. One of the main problems in a lot of uplifting trance is the kick drums don't shine through the mix enough, and as a result you have this kind of muddy bottom end area where the kick is lost somewhere in the mix. You know, people are on the dance floor to dance, so it makes sense that the kick drum is the headliner in the whole mix down, punchy all the way through. You get tracks that start really well at the beginning when it's just the kick, the bass line and some elements of percussion, but then when it becomes busy with all the melodic elements, suddenly the kick is just a put lost somewhere in the mix. I fucking hate that. So when I make my plucks, MIDI parts for riffs, any kind of melodic big elements, I try and avoid putting things on the kick. Obviously you're going to need a different sound to that, that's for sure. Might even want to try putting it up an octave. It sounds cheap. Up. Just need to get a better sound and EQ it. I'm actually going through some sounds on the Sean Tyas and Darren Porter sound set on Silent. Some fucking killer sounds in here, love it. Oh, that's nice. I wonder if we turn the delay off and then put our own delay on. A lot of you will probably be able to guess, those of you who are producers, I'm an addict of Homeboys. Oh, God almighty, delicious, old school Sasha cascading delay effect. The best delay, in my opinion. Absolutely adore it. But here it might be a bit heavy. Check out how much bottom end that sound has got. No, thank you very much. Now also, because we haven't got any notes in that MIDI that are hitting on the kick, we should be able to put a little sidechain on there. Maybe not all the way completely down because you might lose some of the beauty of the delay, but just a little bit so there's absolutely nothing fucking around with the kick drum. There's a freshly squeezed series of sound sets on Zebra that have amazing plucks. Zebra Essential Collection Volume 1 and 2, both sensational, amazing plucks. We're looking for one that will probably open up quite nicely when you've... Yeah. I mean, that's big and warm, but it's not right for this, but that's glorious. Does give a tonal beauty. If you were going to use something like that, what I'd probably do is shave off the top end and put another pluck on top and blend them together to make one sound, because that doesn't cut through enough on its own, but the tonal brilliance brought by all this reverb and delay on it is just... that's what gives that sound a lush feel. Yeah, I think we want something quite... oh! Let's just try that sound. What I've done is just copy the channel down with exactly the same settings, open up Zebra, and then it should in theory be two sounds before the big reverb. Solo them both. So this one just a bit heavy. It sounds like a sort of, it's almost breathing. But now it's way too loud, that second layer. So this one needs to be our dominant pluck. And then this one just introduce it back in until it just thickens it a bit. Top end click that I want to try and get rid of. Just want a little bit of breath from that one. That's quite nice. And then I'll bust those two and process them as a pair. What I need to do to this to be able to finish it, there's not many effects, swooshes, whooshes, pitch rises, build ups, snare rolls. There's not a great deal of that. I need to sort all of that out. And then I need to do a super clean mix down. And what I've been doing recently with mix downs is bounce it into about 20 to 25 stems, kick on its own, sub on its own, maybe even all the bass line layers on their own, percussion as a group, not including crash, acids on their own, main riff on its own, all effects as one group, maybe in the percussion group if there's one loop. For example, there's a loop I put in here. That's got a really sort of prominent characteristic that is almost like a signature percussion element of the track. As a result, I might put that on its own channel so I can boost it individually, or at least have control of it individually. So yeah, what started as a rework is now going to be an original. There's so little of the original still in it that I'm just going to get to the stage where I just turn those channels off. Yeah, it's definitely a cool new track coming.